morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rodeo, New Mexico, and the estate of John McAfee.
On Saturday,
5 1/4.
in the scorching desert heat,
Are we missing anyone back in here?
auctioneers worked up bids for the rarefied retreat of a wealthy man who's taken it on the chin in this recession.
You get the Navajo rug.
What sorts of things are you auctioning off?
Everything that you see, from the real estate, the house, the automobiles, artwork, furniture, the entire ball of wax.
80 acres in all, a piece of paradise on New Mexico's desert plains. Private airstrip and hangar included.
What do you want to give? Start us off at $1 million, we're at $1 million.
This is an absolute auction.
500, thank you.
The high bid wins,
Talk to us, folks.
no matter how low it is.
Sold. $1,000.
Well, it means that if only one person shows up and they bid 50 cents, that's the amount of money I get.
That's a risky proposition, isn't it?
Indeed.
John McAfee, a mathematician by training, knows about risk. In the late 80s, he developed the antivirus software that's probably on your computer. In the 90s, he pioneered instant messaging. In both cases, he grew bored and cashed out.
At your peak, what were you worth?
I'm not sure, and that's the honest truth. I mean, you eventually have enough resources that a tiny fluctuation in the market can make you worth $10 million more in the morning and $10 million less in the evening.
It's been reported you were worth about $100 million.
It may have been true.
Ballpark?
May have been, yes.
Probably.
Probably.
Like many wealthy Americans, McAfee got walloped in the simultaneous collapse of real estate and Wall Street. But he got whacked more than most, since much of his fortune was tied up in luxury properties.
Oddly enough, when real estate markets crash, it's the higher end properties that crash the most, simply because they're not necessities.
At one point, you're in the $100 million ballpark, and now you're
Less than 10.
Less than $10 million.
You bet.
Do you feel a pain of that loss?
Oh, absolutely not. I feel a sense of freedom.
He's now sold his beachfront property in Hawaii, a Colorado mansion in the shadow of Pikes Peak, and soon his posh desert getaway.
At one point, I had 5 houses in 5 different locations, and it's impractical. It's almost insane to have that much real estate. You can only be in one place at a time.
Did you get caught up in a culture of consumption?
Of course. I mean, we are the ultimate consumer society. If you succeed within that culture, then you're simply more bonded to it. So you feel like, yes, I've got all this money now, and I've all this, the ability to get things. And you just do it. People buy yachts, they buy jets, they buy multiple homes.
And of course, they indulge their whims and passions.
Are these your very favorite toys?
I would say so.
In McAfee's case, that meant millions he spent promoting the sport of aerotrekking, tiny motorized kites that enthusiasts fly to explore the remotest corners of the country. For them, McAfee built this playground in the desert.
$300 and now $400,000.
After just a couple of lackluster bids, it too was auctioned off, along with the vintage Airstream trailers where his aerotrekking friends, the Sky Gypsies, would stay, including his own customized camper, once owned by Howard Hughes.
Sold $15,000 to the young lady in the umbrella.
In this recession, auctioneer Jim Gall tells us the rich have been rapidly downsizing, selling off the luxury items they accumulated in better times.
We've had corporate aircraft, we've had yachts, we've had fancy cars, Ferraris, we've had lots of jewelry, we've had lots of people saying, you know, these are toys that I can live without.
Can you imagine that people have any sympathy for your position?
Well, God, I hope they don't have sympathy for my. I don't have sympathy for my position. I'm perfectly happy. And if I were struggling to meet my mortgage and worried about losing my job and how I was going to feed my family, I wouldn't have much sympathy.
Do you think the recession, in a certain sense, has been good for this country?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's brought home a dose of reality. And sometimes a little bit of pain is necessary to see and understand the true circumstances of your life. So absolutely, it's been good.
500 on the third and final call. 5 1/4.
In McAfee's case, reality means his desert paradise, on which he spent millions of dollars, draws only a few modest bids.
5 1/4, 5 1/2. Sold!
The home sells for $525,000 to a couple from the Washington, D.C. suburbs.
It's a little less than what I paid for the landscaping.
So somebody got a deal.
Someone got a great deal.
One web and $1 million, one web and $1 million, a lot more.
McAfee's entire estate, including all those toys and a vast collection of artwork acquired on his world travels, is auctioned off for $1.6 million.
After seeing your possessions sold off in just a few hours, any regrets?
None whatsoever.
Why is that?
I'm happy to get rid of them. I've got a few pennies in my pocket. I don't have stuff to worry about.
Some of the stuff McAfee did not sell, he gave away. At least $2 million worth, he says, to residents of this dirt-poor county in southwestern New Mexico.
I took a hangar and filled it with classic automobiles and art and furniture and put notices up all over the county, and people came and took what they wanted.
Now McAfee plans to take his remaining handful of millions and head to Central America, where he started a new venture to develop natural medicines.
You seem so remarkably relaxed for someone who's lost about $90 million.
Well, yeah, and why wouldn't I be? I feel freer. I have less responsibility and obligations, and I have enough money left to feed myself.
His attitude about money, he tells us, is forever changed.
That most people don't sit down and ask, what do I need? Not what do I want, because we all want everything, but what do I need? We don't need very much. We really don't. The things we want and the things we need are two different things.
Did it take you a while to come to that realization?
Yeah, about 65 years.
Sold! Right here!
I'm Chris Bury for Nightline in Rodeo, New Mexico.